Hello there. This is me from the future. So originally when I did the audio for this video, it got a little bit screwy. So this is the final or the finale of the Guardians of the Soul Lane series, a series that has stretched out way too many months due to lots of life stuff. Anyways, I from uh from from the original recording, this is the second attempt on the second tries on the second attempt of the second try, I guess, for Khepri. The first originally when I did this video for Khepri solo, I was done a long time ago, and I had actually I'd completed it on the first go. I don't remember what exactly happened, but I know I completed it the first time around. Unfortunately, that video file got lost, and due to I guess just everything that was going on, I wasn't streaming as often as I did, so I wasn't able to work on the series as much as I wanted to. So all the recordings that were on Twitch, they were all gone because they never lasted. They on Twitch the recordings all go after a little while, which is part of the reason why I'm now streaming on both Twitch and YouTube at the same time. One for visibility, and two for for the for the YouTube for the YouTube space, for the recording space. That way my runs, whatever I do, my games, etc., can stay on the on YouTube forever. So I never have an issue with what do you call it again? With not having my recordings work or not having a certain piece of footage. Anyways, this Khepri solo video was taken a long time after the other Guardians of Soul Lane videos. As such, I'm doing Ragnar's mask. Dude, watching that Thanatos blinking on the entire is fantastic. But anyways, this is when Ragnar's mask became like a lot bigger. If this were me these days, I would probably be using mannequins during the patch that we're on right now. I wouldn't be able to tell you. Well, actually, I can tell you. You know why? Because I can just go and look it up. What am I looking at for? Smite patch notes. I believe we just had a bonus patch, so let me just tell you right now. Bonus patch October 5th, but we are currently on what patch? What patch? Cleanliness and update. Cleanliness and God versus Godliness patch update 8.9. So right now I'd be using mannequins if for two reasons. One, because mannequins are just super fun. Two, because I with Ragnar's I'm not able to actually clear as well as I wanted to. Granted, this game I'm against Sun Wukong, who was using Bluestone. This is after the patch that Bluestone got like super buffed. So I wouldn't be able to do anything right there. I pulled because I was a moron. But I wouldn't be able to do anything anyway. Like in this during this patch, just because of Bluestone getting like super buffed. I mean, it is what it is. I'm gonna be honest with you. This game I remember going like super poorly in the beginning. Like obviously that Thanatos, obviously because of Bluestone, I'm I'm gonna get out cleared like I'm gonna get out cleared so badly. Not to mention the Thanatos coming to my lane. I feel like I feel like this game, multiple people came over to me multiple times during the game. They just wanted to bully little lobster over here. And I believe my team everywhere else were losing except for the Baba Yaga. I feel like that's what this game ended up being. Oh yeah, look at Sun Wukong with TP, so he never misses away. So I don't know why I'm engaging in this fight right here, knowing full well I actually can't beat him in anything, clearing, etc., etc. Here, Bluestone, he just does too much. Right there, I'm just wasting health. I'm just wasting my health and wasting my time. What I should have done this game is focus on clearing, and then run away. I will clear as best I can, and then run my little crab butt all the way back to my tower until the minions came, so I could use a second too. My second what do you call that second ability? Dawn's Light, maybe? No, maybe that's the ultimate. Is one Scarab pull? I popped my ult too early there. Had I waited an extra second, to be fair, abilities in this game sometimes go off like extremely late. I've had that issue lately with Chiron Ultimate. I've been playing a lot of Chiron, where I'm getting landed on by a Thanatos or a Thor. I pop my ult. The ult animation is literally going off, but the Thor, the Thanatos, like their stuff lands on me like before my animation can fully go off. I don't know, man. Animation in this game is kind of weird. Like some gods have like super long wind-up times. Some gods have no wind-up times. And sometimes you can just you'll be using something, you'll just be like, well, I guess I guess screw me then, right? A couple of things. Looking back at this, I realized that I really honestly I enjoyed playing Guardians of the Soul and I enjoyed doing this whole entire series. What I didn't enjoy was a lot of the game I ended up getting camped. And it was just actually insane. To be fair, I'm used to being camped. It happens pretty much all the time for me in any game, no matter what god, no matter what role I'm playing. I always, obviously, except jungle, because you can't really get camped in jungle. But besides that, besides jungle, I always get camped, man. And by always, I mean, obviously, that's hyperbole. It's not always. It's maybe, I don't know, 75, 80% of the time. And honestly, I couldn't tell you why. I could not tell you why, like, from a logical standpoint, why I end up getting, like, camped all the time. Granted, the best part, granted, if I do get camped, I hope that I have a team. The reason, what I mean behind that is, if I end up getting camped, dude, and I have a team that ends up, like, taking advantage of me having 2-3 people, like, shoving into my tower, and my team, and I don't die, and my team ends up taking 1-2 lives, taking all the farm on their side, etc., etc., then we're good. Like, one of the things I try to do is jungle. When I do, God, that hug was such a bad miss, dude. I think I'm starting to get tilted right now. Just because Bluestone got buffed. Just because Bluestone got buffed. I think I was tilting a little bit. But as a jungler, what I try to do, what I do my best to do, is farm. I don't try to gank lanes. I don't try to like force engagements unless I know it's a guaranteed win, which is pretty hard because since when you play, when you play with randoms all the time, whether it be ranked or casuals, since I don't really have anyone to play Conquest with, it's pretty hard to like trust people will follow up. Like sometimes I'll be the jungle dude, I'll get both people in mid down to 0 HP, but my mid will just be standing at their tower line. Like yesterday, dude, I had this game where the Scylla was just standing at the tower line, dude. I had both the enemy jungler and enemy mid at 0 health. They brought me down to 0 health, and my mid was standing at the tower line. There was no mini win, by the way. I already cleared it for him, so he just walked back to the tower for no reason. And he stood at the tower line and was like, okay. And I'm like, yeah, these are my games. That sounds about right. And it just becomes so difficult to like actually do anything. I streamed yesterday, right? I streamed yesterday and I had such an awful time, man. Like I probably played like between 10 to 15 games yesterday, and more than half of those games I had people that just straight up trolled, AFK'd, or just left the game. And the ones where I didn't have people just straight up troll, I had bronze people on my team against a full team of people that knew what they were doing. And there was one game where me and I believe the mid laner were absolutely dominant, but it didn't matter that we were dominant because our duo was so terrible that duo spilled into every other lane. And when it came time to like group up for team fights, my duo obviously didn't do anything. So we had the mid, me jungle, and some solo trying to fight 5 people by ourselves because our duo would either int right away or they literally wouldn't do anything except just die straight up in a fight because they couldn't land autos, couldn't land abilities, etc., etc. And like that was the majority of my games yesterday. Like there were sometimes I got like halfway decent teams, but like I don't think I got a free win yesterday. Like a legitimate free win. Like someone like rage quitting, the servers doing something to someone else. It's just free wins just come so difficult to come by. That's part of the reason why during the Guardians of the Soul Lane series, I told myself that if I ended up getting a free win because somebody on the enemy team DC'd or anything of that nature, I would take it, dude. I love how this Sun Wukong just gave me that Scorpion, man. I don't know what he thought he was doing. He's like, yeah, I'll just save this for later. This Khepri's demoralized. He's not gonna he's not gonna attack the Scorpion. But anyways, yesterday I had a whole bunch. I had the servers, I had bad people, etc., etc. But I also had the Smite client itself, which I now realize is a bug because I read about it on. Wow, I can't believe I missed that one. I read it about it on Twitter this morning when I was just looking up stuff and seeing what was happening out in the world. I actually saw that some people were mentioning the new DC bug, and they didn't specify what the new DC bug was, but I assume it's basically what I was going through yesterday, where the client kind of just by the way, right here I'm holding him here. I'm holding here because Bastet right there says I'll gank. She just said I'll gank right lane, so I thought she was coming over. More on me was just focused on trying not to die, not realizing that she wasn't coming over anytime soon. But back to the bug, or back to the client. The client essentially crashed, right? It crashed me. Well, it didn't crash. Let me say it. So when you're loading into a game, when you see those 5 portraits, top and bottom, and then you see which people are loading in or not, I waited there, right? And then the 5 portraits were lighting up. So I was like, okay, maybe I'm the one that's not. Maybe I'm the one that's DC. By the way, it's early in the morning, which is why I'm like a little bit yawny. Or Laurel. Anyways. So the 5 portraits didn't go off, right? So I was like, okay, I'll wait a second. And then it did that thing where it goes to the lobby and it just shows you the lobby. And so I restarted my client, right? And so I guess by then I probably missed a full minute of the game. So I restart my client. My client turns on, I'm there, I'm Horus support. I see everything going on, but you know what happens? I was not allowed to click inside the client. It was acting as if I was clicking outside the client, but I was confined to the box of the Smite client. So I was clicking outside the Smite client in a small box. So also I'm calling surrender there because I believe the rest of my team is losing really badly and I kind of don't have confidence they could do anything. Honestly, like after how bad like my teams are, also the fact that he caught my dasher is incredible. But the fact that I can't get like decent teammates half the time like really demoralizes me, like all the time, and it's actually unfortunate. Like I play my best all the time no matter what, but it is demoralizing to constantly have like bad teammates 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I think right here I kill him actually. Yeah, I kill him because of my 2. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, Smite client. I was clicking outside the Smite client, like my background, while being unable to actually leave the Smite client. So essentially, I had to do a Control Alt Delete because it pops up on the top once I bring up the task manager. I know I could do Control Shift Escape, but I did Control Alt Delete just in case I didn't want to waste any more time. So I force ended the Smite client, restarted it again. By then it was 3 minutes into the game. And the enemy soul laner was actually the soul laner that had the previous game. Me and the soul laner, I was jungle, he was solo. We carried the entire. We essentially like hard carried the game, both of us, right? And from there, he was on the enemy team as the enemy solo. That game that the Smite client DC'd, we probably could have won that if our soul laners if the soul laners were switched. The reason being is my soul laner was bronze. So he died once in lane to the enemy soul laner, who I know was a good player based off the last game that I played with him, where he carried real hard. Like, so because of that, my bronzy was like, I'm gonna just AFK this game. So that's what he did. He AFK'd, then he went to duo, then he went to duo, and then he fed in duo he fed duo a kill, and at that point, you know, it is what it is. We essentially lost that game. What are you gonna do, right? And it's just unfortunate, man, because I had so many games like that yesterday. There were so many games I had that were just like that yesterday that I couldn't do anything about. Like, it's actually like insane how bad the games I had yesterday were. Like, I just kept getting people who were feeding. Also, the fact that Baba killed that Dennis that blinked down on her is hilarious. Oh man, but it's just so sad, dude. It's so sad, like, to constantly get bad games like that. Like yesterday I ranked up once and then I just re-ranked down because I got people who troll, people who AFK, people who just left the game. You know the worst part about yesterday is when that happened to me, after that game, right, with the Smite client crashed, right, and Smite ruined me right there, right, making me unable to play the game. The game ended. My team obviously early surrendered because my Osiris was a troll. He literally left the game. He left the game like immediately. Whatever, right? The Smite client, Smite itself, gave me a 60-minute deserter penalty. Why? Who knows? I returned to the game, so why did the Smite client give me a 60-minute deserter? No reason, no good reason that should happen to me, right? So, I went to Twitter. I tagged the 3 people that I know about from that I know most, being one Olympian, Black Eye, Clumsy, and Pon. Obviously, I wasn't expecting a response. I'm not a big Smite streamer. I'm barely existent in the Smite scene. So, obviously, I wasn't expecting a reply, and I never got one. I wasn't expecting one within an hour, dude, but I was hoping I'd get a reply, like, at all, but what are you gonna do? Obviously, I didn't get a reply, so I waited the full hour, just playing Super Auto Pets. It's a fun game, so. And honestly, having a little break from the garbage matchmaking was pretty okay too. But I don't know, man. It's just so stupid, man. Like the Smite client breaks, so I get an hour-long deserter, despite the fact that I returned to the game and I had a troll. You know what the worst part is? That that troll probably didn't even get banned, because he was also in the clip. Because in order to show the 60-minute deserter, I showed from the beginning when the Smite client decided to throw me back into lobby. I showed from that moment all the way up until the game gave me a 60-minute deserter in not in a clip, in a highlight on Twitch, right? The highlight that I made and I sent over to them, that obviously nobody cared to look at. What am I gonna do, right? Obviously, Black Eye's the most recognizable, so he's probably gets like 1 million tweets a day. It is like pretty depressing to not get any like response at all, though. Like I understand not getting a response like within the hour because I'm not a big Smite streamer. People don't look and go, oh, that's People's dude. Let me actually just give him a response right now because he's a big Smite streamer. But not getting a response at all is pretty saddening. I'm gonna be honest with you. Like a 60-minute deserter. And none of the people that ruined all of my games yesterday, none of the people who legitimately like actively ruined my games. Also, that Heimdall teleporting out of there is so perfect. It's actually insane. And the best I get in return kill there. This is where the game turns, by the way, because my team started actually fighting. My team, for some reason, my team was actually pretty good at team fighting, whereas their team was kind of doing their own thing. I guess their team was like kind of feeling themselves because all the game they were just kind of being able to do 1v1s. Like it started obviously in the right lane earlier when that team fight went on, and it's continuing on into more into the other lanes. But anyways, back to it. It's honestly unfortunate. It's a little bit depressing, to be honest with you. But what are you gonna do? Like it sucks that none of the people that ruined every single one of my games yesterday is gonna get banned, probably. Even the guy that I literally submitted with proof that he literally just trolled and then AFK'd and then fed because he died once. He's not gonna get banned, and it's so depressing, man. Like honestly, Smite should implement a what do you call it, a ranked ban. Like you should literally be banned from ranked for a certain amount of time if you're caught doing stuff, anything of that nature. Like every one of my games had yesterday. There should be a ranked ban for a certain amount of games or a certain amount of hours of playtime. Like you gotta play, like depending on the severity, maybe 10 games you gotta play outside, 10 casual games, and then you can start playing ranked again. Maybe as time goes on, the severity gets worse and worse, where it goes from 10 ranked games to 20 to 30, 40, 50 being the max, maybe. 50 regular games played being the max. And then eventually, obviously, you get a permanent ranked ban. Because if they're not going to ban people for literally intentionally feeding, intentionally trolling, intentionally AFKing, intentionally leaving games, it'll never get better, and then nobody will want to play ranked. Like, part of the reason the ranked population gets lower is because people get sick and tired of playing with people like this. Obviously, that's me just saying that. I don't have any proof of that, but realistically, from everyone I've ever known till now, obviously they no longer play ranked. The reason they cited that they don't want to play ranked is because of the people that I get on my team. Granted, it's because they play with me, and unfortunately, my luck in life is a little bit bad. If anyone watches my streams, whether it's Smite or another video game, I just have bad luck in general. Damn, I can't believe I missed that pull, dude. This game I missed way too many pulls. Honestly, I think this game I missed too many pulls, and I don't know the reason why. I couldn't tell you the reason why. But a lot of the pulls I missed this game were so bad. But we still ended up winning. But God, dude, my pull game was not on point. Is that what I was really trying to say? Whatever. Anyways, back to it. If you ever watch my streams and watch anything I do, you'll see my luck is honestly usually either average or bad. Between that range. Rarely do I have good luck. So what some people only see like once every couple of games, I see every game or every other game. Like I had a guy yesterday who was literally like, "Then don't play ranked if you get people like this all the time, or just or just carry all your games." And it's like, okay, if I don't play ranked, you know what happens? The rank population goes down. You lose a good player. I consider myself a good player, obviously, in this scenario because one, I don't AFK for no reason. Two, I always try my best, despite the fact that I have garbage teammates or trolls or etc., whatever you want to call it, right? And then the just carry argument is just insane to me. Like, just carry, dude. Yesterday I went 16-1 in one game and still lost because I had 3 people who did not know what they were doing, who probably just that was their first Smite game of Conquest was ranked. Because I think you can go into ranked conquest without actually doing regular conquests at all, which is honestly insane to me. But that might just be me misremembering. And like, just carry how? How do you just carry games when you have 3 people that don't know what they're doing and 5 people in the team that do? Like watching what's his face Leon's Chapo he's better known as Chapo, but I think his name is Leon or Leon or. No, in Spanish, I think it's El León. León? I think he's using the Spanish word for tiger. Lion? No, lion. Tigre is tiger. Why didn't he call himself El Tigre? I thought his whole brain was tiger based, wasn't it? Whatever, it doesn't matter. Watching his bronze to Grandmaster Series is insane to me, man. He played 26 hours straight, and you know what he got? Halfway decent teammates most of the time. Sometimes he got one person that didn't know what they were doing, but they actually listened to instruction. I literally played 9 hours yesterday because I was just mad. I was angry playing, right? I was just playing out of anger. And more than half of my games, I think if I have to say, more than half of my games, I had at least one person who literally just picked up Smite for the first time that day and wanted to feed. Oh, not Smite, but picked up Conquest for the first time that day and just wanted to feed their brains out, didn't listen to instruction, etc., etc. So watching his series is so surreal to me, man. It's so surreal to look at that, see someone play rank for 26 hours, and make it to Grandmasters because he doesn't have bad luck. Like, his luck is honestly insane. Obviously I don't know his entire life, dude, but over the last couple of years, obviously his luck in life has been pretty good from what I've seen. Obviously I haven't seen his entire life, but from what I've seen, his luck is in life seems to be definitely above average at the very worst, and at the very best he has great luck in life. Like, imagine being able to play Smite for 26 hours and not having the amount of trolls that I had. Like, it's actual insanity to me. Looking at his series and looking at it, and like, I hate it because it makes me think, am I bad? And then I know I'm not. Also, I look this Heimdall right here, what it did right there. I hate when Heimdalls do that, man, because this guy's gonna escape now. Heimdalls, Kumbas, who literally ult people for no reason. It makes me so sad because, like, okay, no, he didn't live, but most of the time they do end up living. Because if you do that, if you ult someone as Heimdall or Kumba and it's not for the finishing blow, they literally usually live because you give them how many seconds is a Kumba ult? How long are you up in the air? 3, 4 seconds? How long you are in other dimensions for for Heimdall? 3, 4 seconds, 5 seconds? And that's all that time is the time you get to get your cooldowns up so you can escape. I hate when they do that, man. Like, if you're going to do that, dude, if you're going to Heimdall ult, or if you're going to Kumba ult, beginning of the fight. Beginning of the fight, get the most annoying person out of there for a few seconds, and then when they come down, converge on them. Because at that point, they don't have, it doesn't matter if their cooldowns come up, because chances are they probably didn't get a chance to use any of them, right? And even if they did, and they get their cooldowns back up, that's 5 full seconds that they're not a part of a team fight. But no, the Heimdalls all the time, Kumbas all the time. They want to use them. They want to use them for no reason. I guess to probably try to secure a kill, even though at the point that they ult them, they could never get the kill. I don't know. It's like, I know there are guys that I'm not good with. I know there are guys that I don't know the mechanics of. But like something like that, you could, like, any player who's played more than a couple hours could probably figure out, hey, their cooldowns are gonna come up if I ult them at the end of a fight. But I mean, I digress. Back to Leon. It's like, honestly, it's a little bit depressing, and it makes me wonder if I'm bad. I know I'm not a bad player. I know I'm not. Because if I get people that actually like semi know what they're doing, they don't have to be the best players, dude. I can carry games. I can carry them easily. All I need is just people that know what they're doing. Like, in any respect. Because I could be going 16-1, like I said. Actually, you know what? While I'm here, since I'm recording this post, let me tell you exactly the game I'm talking about. Because there are a lot of games from yesterday where I did well and I lost, etc., etc. All right, let me see. Where is it? This is 13. I mean, this is a 13-6 game that I lost. This is a 4. No, that's 14-1 that I won. 14-8 Chiron game that I lost. 13-5 Medusa game that I lost. Obviously, like, you could be like, but you had 5 deaths. You sound like you weren't doing well, and that's just short-sighted of you. You could literally look at that and instead of thinking you obviously didn't do well, you could think, hey, you probably started getting like absolutely obliterated by the entire enemy team because they realized you were doing well. But yeah, it's insane, man. Like, this game I lost because I had a bronze. This game I lost because I had 3 silvers. This game I lost because I had 2 silvers, 1 bronze, and a gold against a team of full golds. Like, the game doesn't want to separate the 2 bronzies for some reason. They want to put the bronzes, both bronzes and the silver, on my team against a full team of golds. And like, it's like, obviously not every bronze is gonna be terrible. Some people are just like starting out ranked or just stuck down there, like I'm stuck in gold, like hard stuck, because they keep getting bad teammates. But like, it's insane that matchmaking gave me 2 bronzes and a silver instead of, you know, putting one of the bronzes on the enemy team. But anyways, that's the last Guardians of the Soul Lane series, at least until another Guardian comes out someday. Next one I think is an assassin. Next Chlamydia Clolandine? I can't remember her name. I think she's an assassin. She might not be. She might be a mage. I haven't seen her. I haven't like touched PTS at all. But anyways, that's the end of the Guardians of the Soul Lane series. I'll come out with another thoughts video in a little bit, probably. And I guess that'll be it. Yeah. I did 14k damage this game. My Herc did 6k. My pulls were not on point, but at least my team was better at team fighting than their team. And at the end of the day, that's what ends up mattering, right? Lose lane, and you still win game. Thanks for watching the Guardians of Soul Lane series. I appreciate it if you're still here. I will be coming out with more stuff soon. Sorry that it's been taking me so long. Life got in the way, my house flooded, and now I have to live somewhere else. It's been a long September, and it's been a long year, but thanks for sticking with me. I'll be back soon. Bye.